Connie with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Welcome to another video in my Flashcard 2.0 series. Now, a couple days ago, I shared with you a video and how I created a 2-for-1 card using the Flashcard 2.0. Well, you know what? I had so much fun with it, we're going to do it again. So today I've created 2 more cards using the exact same stamp set. I used one tag fits all. I created 2 cards using just one flashcard. Very simple to do, really great cards, really great stamp set too. Let's get going. As I said, we're going to be using the one tag fits all stamp set. I really love this set because we have so many great sentiments in it, along with some great images. And check out that fantastic tag. Matches the note tag punch. And I love these two together. It's fantastic. We're going to talk real quick about the cardstock we're going to use today. So my card bases are Coastal Cabana and Whisper White. Now my Coastal Cabana is cut 11 inches by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2 inches. My Whisper White piece is actually just the opposite. I've got it cut at 8 1/2 inches by 5 1/2 inches and scored at 4 1/4. So those are my card bases. My flashcard pieces today are in Daffodil Delight and Whisper White. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to need to trim the 2 pieces of flashcard down. Both of these, you're going to want to cut them down to 4 1/4 inches. So I have done that. I've got, but you want to save the little scraps. I've cut this one as well. You can see I punched a little scallop border on one of them. We're actually going to do that to both of them. This is just our wonderful scallop border punch. Probably one of my most used punches, it seems like. So that's going to give us some really nice, just a nice pop there on our card. I'm going to be using 2 embossing folders today. I've got the Perfect Polka Dots. That one's going to go perfect, no pun intended, with the image that we're using. So I'm going to do my Daffodil Delight on the Perfect Polka Dots embossing folder. And the Whisper White, if you'll run that, I've used the Spring Flowers. It's gorgeous. Lots of great texture going on there. Let's go ahead and go run those through the Big Shot. All right, we've got those done. You know what? Since we're working on this, let's go ahead and keep going. I have got some ribbon here. I actually had 13 inches of ribbon that I cut in half. This is our seam binding. I talked about this in the last video, how much I love this for mailing because it goes through the mail so nicely. Guys, we're just going to take on the Whisper White here, and I've got some snail adhesive. I'm just going to put couple dots of snail here because I'm actually going to remember to attach the ribbon this time. So I've just attached that right there. I'm going to take the remaining piece of seam binding here, and I'm just going to tie just a single knot. And I'm going to do it kind of off to the left here just to give it a little pop. Now I'm going to trim that down. I'm going to repeat this exact same thing with this Daffodil Delight and the Calypso Coral seam binding. So we're going to do that same thing. All right, so we have those done. You can see, depending on which way you want to look at it, I have one bow off or one knot to the left and one to the right. Let's set these off to the side, and we're going to go ahead and work now on our cards. Let's work on the Whisper White one first. I'm going to be using a Memento black ink pad for this one. And you may recall in the last video I shared with you how I trimmed my stamps into 2 pieces so that I could keep my words and my images separately. And so I'm going to start here. Actually, you know what? I am going to start with the words. And I'm going to take this piece. I'm not going to adhere it down. I just want to lay it on my cardstock. I don't want my stamping to hit it, but I do want to use that as a focal image. So when I stamp this, I make sure that I'm stamping You Light Up My Life, and I want to kind of center it right in here, okay? I'm going to go ahead and move that off to the side because I'm good now. I'm going to take these wonderful little lights. I love these little lights. They're so fun. And here's the key, guys. If you'll take the edge, and you'll see what I'm talking about here, take the edge and go off the cardstock just a hair. We'll stamp that. Here's the trick, and I'm going to tell you, I messed with this a lot. I wanted it to kind of swoop. What I'd like you to do is to take this little dot, or this little light, and this little light here, and I want them to be parallel to each other. Don't worry that these little thingies aren't touching. Hope I'm not getting into the camera shot, but I'm going to bring that right there. And see how these are kind of, well, I didn't quite get it parallel, but it's going to be just fine. We want to kind of keep those together. And let me show you why, because now when I adhere this, look, it covers up the edge just right. Don't worry, we're going to hide that. So let me come in now with two Stampin' Right markers. I have got the Calypso Coral, and I'm going to take the little lights that have like shiny things coming off of them, the little lines. I'm going to do those in Calypso Coral. I love these Stampin' Right markers. They're just so vivid. I don't know, it's like coloring again when you were a kid. I'm then going to take my Daffodil Delight. I'm going to color all the other ones. All right, that's all colored. Let's go ahead and take our flashcard piece, and I'm just going to line it up there on the side. I've just got some snail on the back of it. Now let's dress this up a little bit. I'm going to take that piece that we cut off, and I'm going to come in with the itty bitty accents, and I'm going to punch out 3 flowers with the flower from Itty Bitty Punch Pack. Let's give these a little press, pardon me as I reach here. I'm going to use my Stampin' Pierce mat. I love to use this mat. It does so much for my projects. I'm going to reach again here. I'm all over the place. I'm going to take, again, I'm using the back of a paper piercer, but you can use the back of a ballpoint pen or whatever. But look at that. Boom, pop, we love it. And now what I'm going to do, since I've got my little Calypso Coral pen out anyway, I'm just going to draw a little circle here in the center of each one. All right, I'm going to press my flowers onto mini glue dots here. And what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is I want to fill in this space. Can you see how I just kind of filled that in right there? I want to bring that together. And then I'm going to come here on the top with one, and with that last one, we can kind of fill in right there. Do you see how it kind of draws it up? And at this point, you can kind of fluff those flowers up a little bit. So I'm going to come in with the iridescent, the dazzling details. I think this just really makes it pretty. This is really going to doll up those, not just the center of my flowers, but it's also going to doll up my lights. Check this out. I'm just going to put a dot of this. Look at that, great. It just adds a little glimmer and bling, but it's not overpowering. And let's do one last thing to this card. We want to dress these up just a little bit. I'm going to come in with the thick side of my Daffodil Delight marker and just swoosh some color over the word light. And then in the Calypso Coral, we'll go over the word life. Very simple. So I'm going to bring in my card base, and I'm going to bring in the piece that we already added the ribbon to. I've got some snail adhesive on the back of that. We're just going to add it up here at the top. Yes, I'm going to leave myself a little room up there at the top. Now let's come in, back in with the black Memento ink pad. And I had mentioned we're going to use that great, the little tag that's in here. And I'm going to ink that up in the black. We're going to stamp this down here at the bottom. I'm going to try again to not get my head in the camera shot, since I want to get that nice and straight. I'm now going to come and give this a punch with the tag punch, the note tag punch. I love that we can hold our punches upside down and see right where we're punching. You do want to make sure you get that perfectly centered, because what it's going to leave behind is a nice little border, and I want that border. Now, what to do with this and what to do with this that we had left over, check it out. I'm going to come in with the little gem that comes in that stamp set, and I'm going to stamp one here, and I'm just going to stamp this on the back. We're going to trim these out, and you know what? Don't panic. This is a very simple thing to fussy cut. I'm going to show you just how quick. You're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That wasn't even fussy cutting there, guys. And then you're going to have these little tiny kind of little diamond-y pieces. Let's just trim that out. We're going to repeat that with the one that's done here on the note tag. All right, I put a Stampin' Dimensional on the back of this one. We're just going to tuck it right here. Now, I do want to do one more quick thing. I'm going to come in with that paper piercer. I'm going to pick up a mini glue dot. I don't want my ribbon shifting around because I want it to kind of sit right on top of that gem. So I'm going to press that down, make sure that stays into place. Bringing back in my black ink pad, I'm going to stamp the Your Remember, guys, I've trimmed all of my stamps down because I want to be able to use them separately. So, Your A, and then I'm going to take that last little gem that I did on a Stampin' Dimensional, because that just looks too cute, kind of popping out from my card. There we go. You're a gem. What do you think? Let me go ahead and bring in my first card. Guys, that is 2 cards in a flash. Well, I hope you loved the cards. I certainly did, you guys. This is a fantastic stamp set. One tag fits all. It has so many different occasions in it. It's really a good one to have around. Also, if you're a beginner stamper, this is really a must-have set because it does cover so many occasions. You have your sentiment. You have some really fun images you get to color in and play with. Really fantastic set. And along with that punch, you've really got a lot of great opportunities. So be sure to check that out. You can order your own. One tag fits all. You can get that at simplysimplestamping.com. Also, if you're interested in the flashcards, but you don't really like to do the cutting, I also have flashcards to go. Check this out, you guys. No cutting, no prep. Everything's been cut, scored. I've got all the flashcard pieces. The envelope is all ready for you to just get creative, and that's what it's all about when it comes to the flashcards. So guys, be sure to check that out also at simplysimplestamping.com. Up at the menu bar, you're going to see flashcards to go, and that's where you can place your order for that. Pick your favorite color family, and we'll have you stamp in before you can say flashcard. Okay, well guys, get to stamping. Have a terrific day. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.